Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, and here we are with our Growing from Within program. Today we are going to talk about is day 6. Not it's time to talk about weekend insights and reflect in the weekend, and to reflect on a topic that is very empowering for every one of us is how to let go emotional clutter. That's the topic that we are going to talk about today. To reflect upon this subject, we are going to ponder 2 questions to answer them. How are you working on your emotional balance, and what type of wounds, stories, and self talk are you using to heal and grow? That's the idea, to start empowering ourselves, start doing the work, and start developing a detachment from the emotional profile. Because the more we become attached, not only will keep you in the same place, in the same status of emotions, but it will also keep expressing in your health, in your social interactions, in the work that you do, of course, and in everything that you do in your life, even in the financial status, of course. Everything is related, everything is connected, and we need to figure out a way to get out of those emotional states that are detaching us, that are attaching us to a toxic cycle. So the idea is to get out from the victim seat and start dealing with the wounds, with the work of patterns and beliefs that we have been ingrained since our childhood. That's the idea, to become empowered, to start reflecting upon the things that happened through our lives, and to develop a new story, an empowering story that is much healthier, much empowering, to create a new pathway in our lives. So the idea is that we have all experienced a lot of things in our childhood, and we all try to cope with those emotions in the best way possible. However, many of those emotions are still there because sometimes we just kept them so that they don't reflect how we felt. Sometimes because the patterns and the beliefs were also to not express them, to not be able to say the things because they were not polite, or they were not the best way to express the emotions, or because probably people saw that you were angry as a bad thing, when in fact becoming angry also sometimes makes you raise the level of letting your emotions go. So the idea is to start scaling those vibrational states that will pass through anger, will pass through frustration, will pass through confusion, but you will get higher the moment you start allowing to feel all of those things, and to start dealing with them, and to start seeing the lessons, seeing the clear things and the messages that they are telling us. Because every kind of emotion is the guiding system, is the GPS. We have mentioned that before, and it is the best tool that you can have. When you feel some kind of anxiety because you saw something in the news or in the social platforms or any kind of media outlet, then you start feeling that sensation. But if you repress the sensation of anxiety, or you foster it with fear, then you are incrementing the level of negative emotions, and you are getting lower in the vibrational scale, and you will become attractive of many things. You will start attracting that kind of vibrational states. But when you shift and you see, why am I anxious? What is this news? What is this information telling me? Or why am I feeling fearful? Is it real? Is it something that reminds me of my past? Is it some wound that is still there? That's the idea, to start dealing and to start figuring out the messages, because they are clear when we commit to see them, when we are able to open our eyes and start feeling all the sensations that we have. Our body is the most amazing tool also to detect the emotions. Any kind of thing that is happening in your body, whether it is a headache, a stomach ache, something in your skin, something in your eyes, whatever it is reflecting some emotional profile that you have been fostering for time. So the idea is to become more aware of the emotions that are surrounding us and the people that are surrounding us, because many of those emotions are also triggered by the kind of people that we are being surrounded with, the social interactions, the talks that we have with those people, the ideas that we express with them, the interactions that we have. And they are not your emotions. You become impregnated with them because they are vibrations, and because they pass their fears to you and you allow them. No one can make you feel anything unless you open the door to that. So whenever someone is expressing some kind of fear or anxiety that right now is very common, just listen without becoming sympathetic, becoming engaged with emotion. Just listen the person, let her or let him out of the emotion, and then you come back to your state, or you stay where you are, and you see that that emotion is not yours. It is about them, and you did what you could, that was listening. That's it. Everyone has its own moment to get out from those emotions. We cannot pressure them. We cannot force anyone to get out of the place. They have to start dealing with the emotions by themselves. It's as if you were driving. You are the driver and you are following the directions of your GPS. If the GPS is telling you that you made a wrong turn and you need to correct the road, then who has to make the movements? Who has to change the wheel? Who has to start looking for a new street to get in the direction? The driver. You, as a co-pilot, you cannot do anything, and sometimes by pressuring the driver, you can make him or her become confused, become angrier, or become resentful with you. That's the idea. The idea is to let everyone deal with their own emotions. Just be a listener when you can, but try not to be attached to their emotions. Try just to follow a path of communication where you are an objective listener. And the same happens with your emotions. When you start acting as the observer, as the listener now, you start writing. I recommend a lot writing because you detach the emotion, you put it in paper and you see clearly what is happening. But if it works for you to just record your voice or to think in nature by walking, whatever works for you, the idea is that you start narrate the emotion, the experience, as if you were telling a story of someone else. You are now the observer, and now you can see the person from a different spot. You can detach from the place where you are committed or impregnated with the emotion, and then you are able to see the lessons, you are able to see the things as they are, which, by the way, will come out to be a very easy thing or shift that you have to do. Because when you see the emotion as a third party, you realize that it was not that complicated, that you were just there because you were used to that state, because you are pulling those states from your childhood, because those are the experiences that you witness, because that's the environment that you grew up with. And the idea is to get out of that environment, to start cultivating a new generation of people. We have to become a new generation. We have to become a new empowered individual that is responsible now. It's the owner of the feelings and is aware completely of what is happening in the surroundings with you. You have to start with you. And when you start healing, everything in the surroundings starts healing by itself. That's the idea. When you move into a higher frequency, when you synchronize a new station in the radio, now you are picking the songs that you want. Now you are listening the messages that you need because you pick and tune in the right station. You are in the frequency now. If you keep moving the dial and moving out from the vibrational scale, you won't hear the messages and you won't see the people that is also trying to help you or is in the same vibration, and it's going to make you feel in a bubble of wellness, in a bubble of healing emotions. That's the idea. Synchronize the right station, move your vibrations, and start owning your path, your road, your healing journey, and start forgiving also. The most important person that you have to begin with is yourself. Start forgiving yourself for being in that place before. Start forgiving yourself for all the things that you did in the past. They can't be changed. They won't be changed. So you just have to let them go and start acknowledging yourself for all the things that you have been overcoming. Letting go the baggage and becoming lighter. That's the idea. Thank you very much for your attention, for connecting, for engaging, for your comments, for your shares. If you want to go deeper and if you want some practices that you can take advantage from, you just have to click in the link for the article, and that's the information that I can give you so that you can empower yourself and start your own journey. Thank you. Have an amazing Saturday. We'll see each other tomorrow to reflect more about this topic from a different setting. Thank you. Have a wonderful Saturday. Bye.